Hey, Tamim from Tamim Tech here, back again with another video. I know it's been a long time, but I've had some issues, some health concerns, but I'm fine. And I'm back. Probably not high energy, but I'll get there. So, what's in the building today? We have the Google Pixel 5. Google Pixel 5, and I switched from the Note 20 Ultra, hoping for a better camera experience, but that wasn't the case. Note 20 Ultra actually took sharper selfies and sharper photos, and despite that narrow depth of field, took actually solid photos of my cats, which is something I didn't expect. But that's only when they're still. When they're moving, it's very hard. Video quality Note 20 Ultra was very good, but indoors it suffered, and it had a large crop and that 9:16 ratio with photos. And I know I could change it 4:3, but I had some issues with Note 20 Ultra. Granted, I'm very picky being a tech reviewer, so I should have made a review for that before I returned it, but I didn't get to it because I came down with an illness, strep throat and other. But this is about the Pixel 5, so let's get into the Pixel 5 review right now. So first and foremost, let's talk about the display. We have a 6-inch display, full HD resolution. You got the punch hole in the front over here, punch hole camera in the front. You have 90 hertz display. The PPI, what is the PPI? About 440 something. I could be wrong, but let me know in the comments. You have a 4,000 milliamp battery, and the battery life on here has been phenomenal. I'll post some screenshots for you so you can see the battery life. It has lasted a day. I have been able to kill it throughout a 10-hour day, even 7-hour day. I got it down to 37%. I'm a power user, I guess. Maybe it's because I have Pokemon Go always on in the background for location for my adventure sync. I don't know. A lot of YouTubers have been able to kill it in a day. MKHB couldn't kill it in a day, but I find ways to kill my phones. So, take that with a grain of salt. You can last the whole day with this. I've gotten up to 7 hours of screen on time through the whole day, so it depends on your usage. You have 8 gigabytes of RAM, most RAM ever on a Google phone, I believe. So, apps never really close out, so that's pretty cool. You have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G. It's a mid-range processor, but it still is snappy and gets the job done. I've only had a few hiccups with Snapchat. Snapchat had some glitches on me where it would freeze up, and I had to force close it a couple of times, and I had to reboot my phone maybe once or twice. But performance on this phone has been pretty good. Mainly what I play is Pokemon Go and Among Us. So take that with a grain of salt. You have USB Type-C. You have a single SIM card, stereo speakers. Speakers on here have been I mean, I'll play something and you can, on here the top speaker is inside the screen and it sounds very tinny and bad, and the bottom firing speaker is really doing all the work. So this is about 75% volume. This also comes in just black and sort of sage. It's made out of 100% recycled aluminum, which is, I guess, good for the environment. All these phone companies really trying to save the environment by using recycled resources, and in case of Apple, taking stuff out of the box and making the boxes smaller. I don't know if that's them just saying they want to save the environment and just cut costs for themselves, or what, but I mean, it is what it is. Granted, if Apple does something, everyone else is going to follow suit. So we do get an 18-watt power brick in the box. Thank you, Google. USB cable. yeah, you get all that stuff in the box. The cameras, they're good. They're good. You have an 8 megapixel front facing camera, 12.2 megapixel camera in the back, a 16 megapixel ultra wide in the back. We wanted Google to give us an ultra wide camera for the longest time. We finally have it because we want to see what Google's computational photography can do with an ultra wide lens instead of telephoto. We finally got it. It's pretty good, but it's not as wide as the competition. It has 107 degrees field of view as compared to the Note 20 Ultra's 120 and iPhone 12 Pro Max, and the iPhone line's 120 ultra wide. OnePlus goes wider. Huawei goes, I don't know, Huawei goes wider, but we don't talk about those phones on this channel because they can't use Google products. So there's really no point reviewing something most people, at least where I'm from, aren't really going to use. So the cameras are okay. I find the front-facing camera to be very blurry and not sharp, especially in low light. It seems that the hardware on here is the same hardware as the last 3 generations of Pixels. And granted, Google does have great computational photography and software magic, but it's starting to show its colors and age. Because indoors, granted, it takes great low light photography. I have to use astrophotography mode inside just to get a clean night mode picture, which is like 3 minutes of waiting, while other phones don't have to take as much time to take just as clean as a photo. So Google still has astrophotography going for it. It still takes the best astrophotography and the longest exposure for it, but it has that magic to make a really clean photo. I haven't been able to do that because where I'm at right now, it's been cloudy all week long, and I have really no way of doing that for you guys. But the front face camera, like I said, is very grainy. The front facing video, it's okay. Google has done a really good job with their color science. Their color science has been fantastic. All the colors are on point. Front facing camera, rear facing camera, videos and photos, colors accuracy has been really good. The only gripe I have is the white balance is still a little too bluish for my liking. And I guess editing wise, with the iPhone, they go warmer, and it's harder maybe to edit warmer tone and make that cooler and have it that natural white light. So say if you're taking pictures of something that has a white light, Google will give you that white light color reproduction, while the iPhone will turn that white light into a yellow light and make it a little warmer. So in editing that and making it back to white, it will be kind of hard, but once we have ProRes, Apple ProRes, we can edit a raw photo and probably get that white balance correct. So for the average user, you probably won't be doing that. You probably just would want a photo really good right out the bat. So I will be returning this and getting the iPhone 11 12 Pro Max because I know this is $700, so I'm getting what I'm paying for, but Google did a good job. If I wasn't a picky techie person, I would be pretty satisfied with this, but this is my first time having a smaller phone, and it's comfortable in the hand when it's not in its big ass OtterBox Defender case or speaking case. I can wrap my whole hand around this phone. So it's really comfortable to hold. I mean, yeah, granted, I actually enjoy using it without the case. Whoops. I do enjoy using this phone without the case, but I don't know. I'm coming from an iPhone 11 Pro Max and Note 20 Ultra down to this. It's satisfying. It's cheap. I mean, $700 isn't cheap, but it's cheap compared to the 11 Pro Max, 12 Pro Max, and Note 20 Ultra. You don't get that SIM card in here for extra storage. You're stuck at 128, and you no longer get free original quality photos from Google Photos. You're stuck with high quality photos, and actually Google Photos by next year in June will no longer support high quality photos for free unless you have a Pixel device. So bear that in mind. Google's going the iPhone route and making you pay for your storage, and Google Drive storage will count against your photo storage. So you do have the Google Assistant down here. Just if you're familiar with Android 11, just swipe down there on the corner and Google Assistant pops up for you. You have the now playing and the always on display still. They took away the squeeze feature, and there's no longer a squeeze for Google Assistant, but you still get the now playing feature where it is embedded in the hardware, where it doesn't need the internet to find out what song's playing in the background, and that will store that song for you so you can go back on the music that your phone heard throughout the day. You can check it out. It's kind of like it's Shazam built into your phone, but Google, and it works pretty great. Other than that, the features, other features on here, you have the feature where Google can detect if you go into a car crash, and it will call emergency contacts if you don't respond. If it detects you've had a high impact, you have call screening on here still, where you can have Google pick up the phone for you, and it'll say this is Google service. Please state why you're calling. You have hold for me now, where if you're on hold, Google will detect that, and you can hit the hold. It's still on beta, and I noticed when I used it, if it heard a human voice or something that sounded like a human voice, it would detect that and tell you it's ready. You're ready to be ready to talk to somebody. But it was just the automated voice in the background saying, "Still, please hold." So I put the phone back on hold. So there's a little caveat with that, but other than that, it works pretty well. Other features on here, I think that's it. This phone isn't really feature packed as most Pixel phones are. You just have the Google Assistant built into the phone for quicker Google search results. Google Assistant is very fast on here since it's built in the hardware and you don't really need the internet to use it. So other than that, that's the Google Pixel 5. I'll put some camera picture samples up on the screen for you guys to check out. I didn't take that many photos with this. I only had it for like 3 days, but so I'm going to return it today to get the 12 Pro Max and go back to iOS, because I have a bunch of iOS devices, and honestly, iOS has been pretty good to me. It's just my iPhone 11 Pro Max battery health went down to 96% way too fast, so the battery life started taking a hit. But yeah, I've missed Android. Android's cool. The Note 20 Ultra is something I probably should never given up, and I probably would have stayed there. But I don't know. With the Note 20 Ultra, you had to do 2x to make sure things were more in focus, and then that would be a digital crop, and you'd lose some quality to your photo despite the good lighting. You just have to learn how to work the camera with the fringes from the narrow plane of focus. But other than that, it's been a good run with Android. Hopefully I can still use my Galaxy Watch 3 with the iPhone. I'm sure I can, I just won't be able to use all the features. And I wasn't able to use all the features on it using the Pixel because you need a Samsung device to use the ECG on here, which is pretty much Samsung being like Apple, but it is what it is. So, Pixel 5, great phone. I would recommend it if you are on a budget. If you're on a budget, I'd recommend this phone. It's a great phone, solid phone. It'll get the job done for you if you're not looking for the best phone out there in the entire world. If you want pure Android software and pure Android experience, this is a great phone. If the Pixel 4 XL had the ultra wide camera and a bigger battery as well, that'd be the best Pixel phone yet. But it is what it is. It's meme tech. I'm low energy still, as I'm still recovering, but I'll get better and come back with more energy and better videos. Until then, stay safe out there. Peace.